St. Louis, Missouri, 3 days before Christmas, and we've got an early Christmas present for you. A rivalry game, bragging rights on the line tonight at the Enterprise Center. The Missouri Tigers out of the SEC and out of the Big Ten, the 20th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini, ready to do battle for the 56th time in these two schools' programs' history. And we welcome you courtside. It is rocking in here, 18,000. We're glad to be two of them, Brandon Gaud and Casey Jacobson. And not only is this a fun rivalry, Casey, you've got two of the best offenses right now in college basketball that are set to do battle.
Yeah, Brandon, for the bragging rights game, I asked Santa to deliver a lot of points, and these two teams can do that. Illinois, 88 points a game, but they have a balanced attack. You can't really take away one guy. Missouri, 87 points a game is what they average, and they're led by their do-it-all senior, Mark Mitchell.
Yeah, he is something to watch, folks. If you haven't watched Mark Mitchell, and he is in the starting lineup. They are powered by Ram trucks. Nothing stops Ram. And between Mitchell and David Mirkovic of Illinois, Casey, that should be a fun matchup to watch.
It is the headliner, my friend. Both guys are 6'9", but they have different physical frames. Mitchell's a long, rangy athlete who loves to attack the rim. He's the one on your left. And then Mirkovic is just a freshman, folks. He can score inside and out. He's 250 pounds, but he can also shoot threes. 14 made three-pointers for him this season.
This game has been held in this building every year since 1994, with the exception of 2020 when COVID disrupted things. It is half filled with the Fighting Illini faithful, half filled with the faithful of the Missouri Tigers, and it is going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Couple of injuries to note for the Missouri Tigers. Javon Porter is out. That's a new injury. He's got a quad issue. And they're also still without Jaden Stone, who's been dealing with a broken hand, and Trent Pierce has been out all year. They're hoping to get all three of those guys back after the first of the year.
And Porter and Stone specifically are three-point shooters. And if you watch this Missouri team, yeah, they can score, but the last couple of weeks, you kind of notice, especially when they played against Kansas, Brandon, they didn't have a lot of floor spacing to let Mark Mitchell work.
Dennis Gates, fourth season, 2 NCAA tournaments already. Had the tough year with all the injuries year 2, but outside of that, he has done a great job for the Tigers. And Brad Underwood, 9th year, they made 5 straight big dances and in line for a 6th with their start this year. And they will have the basketball with the Fighting Illini to get things going. So Casey, 2 high-octane offenses. See a little defense right there, but also rebounding is going to be a big key.
Yeah, we asked both coaches what are the key, and first of them said rebound, especially on the offensive end, folks. These are two teams that rank in the top 30 in America in offensive rebounding percentages. So when a shot goes up, it's going to be a rugby scrum down low.
Stojakovic getting the offense started for the Fighting Illini.
Not really Stojakovic's strength so far this season, by the way. Just his 7th made 3, shooting 21% from the field. A tremendous scorer, but really wants to put the ball on the deck more. What a nice start for him.
That is the son of Peja Stojakovic, the longtime NBA veteran. On the other end, a 3 drops down for Anthony Robinson.
Let's go. A three-point party to start this thing. And Anthony Robinson II, the point guard, more of a distributor, more of a driver, but man, confidence for him to see the first one from deep go down.
And again, both of these teams can fill it up from inside, from outside. Here's Wagler, the young freshman, right to the basket.
Probably the most consistent performer for Brad Underwood's squad. I would say either Keaton Wagler or Kylan Boswell.
Knocked out. It'll stay here. As we go back to Wagler, you said it. He was an unheralded freshman, Casey, but he's a darn good one.
Yeah, I mean, he was like rated into the 250s prospect in America. Brad Underwood found a diamond in the rough, and credit Keaton Wagler for just his development over the course of this season. And there isn't really anything he can't do offensively.
Big 7-footer inside, but there's a lot of height in this game, and a block, and Mirkovic carries it out of there. Both of these teams tall. We talked about the rebounding, the size. It's impressive. There's a bump and the first foul on Mark Mitchell, the leader for Missouri.
Brandon, height is an understatement. These are two teams that are ranked in the top 10 in average height. And for Missouri, this is the tallest team in school history. Their average height is 6'8". Yeah, Dennis Gates has 5 players who are 6'10" or taller. That's like NBA teams can't even say that.
And a lot of those guys can step out and shoot it. That's what makes these offenses so fun. Here's Mirkovic, stripped. Robinson got a hand on it, and Missouri takes it away. Robinson the other direction. He can really distribute it, folks. Junior from Tallahassee. But right now he's trying to fill it up from deep, and he's got 6 early.
And I love the probing drive by Mark Mitchell. Under control, didn't force it. Finds his teammate who's hot.
A good drop off there. Boswell finding the 7-1 center, Tomislav Ivasic.
I think Ivasic is really important today for Illinois' offense. His numbers offensively averaging 10 points a game aren't as high as they could be.
Yeah, they really feel like Ivasic has more in the tank. He's battled a bunch of injuries, some illness. But they know that this kid right here, he can really get it going. In the corner, that one is off the mark for Stojakovic. Offensive rebound. And Mirkovic puts it home for the Illini.
Nice touch pass from Wagler. And we mentioned the offensive rebounding thing. What's really interesting, Brandon, is for Illinois, when they shoot a 3, the only player that has backcourt responsibility to get back is the shooter. All other 4 Illini are crashing the glass.
Physicality of Boswell, great defender in the Big Ten. And that leads to an errant pass and a Missouri turnover.
And the bench knows it. Yeah, Kylan Boswell was not defending that errant pass, but his physical defense frustrated Missouri's probing drive. And he is built, isn't he? I mean, he just ran by our scores table. He's built like a tank, number 4 in white.
And 6'2", 215. He can defend it. He can distribute it. Here he is in the corner. Well, he was left by Robinson. And that's going to be a push. Mirkovic of Illinois picking up the personal.
That's our first foul of the day, partner. A good sign. This game last year had 60 foul shots in it. I am hoping for better than that. We hope that the referees do their job, but also step away a little bit and let these athletes shine.
Illinois won that game here last year, 80-77. It was also played on this exact same day, December 22nd. Robinson, he's got the 2 early threes. Hunting another. And Boswell is going to be called for the foul. It's only going to be 2 shots. They say the foot was on the line.
Oh, that's smart play from Anthony Robinson. Watch here, the shot fake. And instead of Kylan Boswell making a mistake there, running through, we call that running by the shooter. He ran through the shooter. But a heads-up play by Robinson II, making the referee blow the whistle.
Well, folks, we talked about some of the bigger players in this game to watch, but that matchup between Robinson and Boswell, you've got 2 floor generals who are 2 of the top defenders, Casey, I think, in the country. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. Both can guard it, and both can score it, too. But talking about Anthony Robinson II at the foul line right now, was SEC all-defensive team last year as a sophomore, and the other 4 guys that were on that all-defensive team were all seniors and graduated, so he was the only underclassman that returned. So you could arguably call him the best perimeter defender in the SEC.
They're taking a look. They ruled it a 2-shot foul, but they're going to see if that should have been 3 free throws. So our official Brian Dorsey to the monitor, and we are going to step aside. Back to St. Louis in just a moment. Illini by 2 early. FS1 College Hoops is powered by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram. Christmas time in St. Louis, Illinois, Missouri. Bragging rights battle, and this is what they were looking at. You see the foot of Robinson was behind the line, so it will be 3 free throws instead of 2.
And in a game where we think it's going to come down to the last couple of minutes, likely, any extra point matters. And we'll see if Missouri can cash in. Right now, all 7 points have been scored by Anthony Robinson II, and a chance to add to that total.
And again, for Missouri, their star offensively is senior Mark Mitchell, the Duke transfer, but Robinson has been the engine so far for Dennis Gates.
Yep, Mark Mitchell yet to attempt a field goal. Remember, he drove it and then pivoted out and got an assist to Anthony Robinson, and then had a turnover. But it's only a matter of time before number 25 in yellow takes over, one of the premier power forwards in the sport.
Remember, before the timeout, Robinson had already attempted 1 free throw, so 2 more for the junior from Tallahassee. And he's got all 8 for the Tigers.
And he gets to the foul line a ton as well. This Missouri team loves to get to the foul line. Mark Mitchell lives there. Anthony Robinson second on the team at the point guard spot in free throw attempts.
So Robinson 9, Illinois 9, less than 4 minutes in.
There's some man-to-man, maybe a run and jump trap here to try and disrupt the rhythm of Keaton Wagler. But I've yet to see anybody rattle this young man so far this season.
That's what Brad Underwood was telling us. He has matched and surpassed everything they expected so far, number 23 in white. Bad pass taken away. So Ivasic turns it over. Here's Mitchell. Whoa, Robinson thought about it. Gives it up. Mitchell, head of steam, spinning with the left. No. Battle for the board, ripped away inside by T.O. Barrett.
T.O. Barrett coming off the bench, and he's been earning more and more minutes the last couple of weeks in particular because of plays just like that.
And you can't miss him because of hair just like that.
Flopping all over the place.
Robinson that time way off the mark. Illinois, they are 8-3, but all 3 of their losses quad 1. Missouri, meanwhile, they could really use this win. They don't have any quad 1 wins so far this season.
Well, their non-conference strength of schedule ranks 361st in the country as Wagler gets a 3 to go down. And, of course, is stone-faced on his way down the court. I asked Brad Underwood, I was like, have you yelled at him? He said, yeah. And I said, his reaction? Stone-faced. He keeps it moving.
Never too high, never too low. Freshman from just outside of Kansas City. But yeah, the non-conference hasn't been strong for Missouri. Of course, things will ratchet up when they jump into SEC play after January starts. Into the shot clock here. They got to put it up. Cruz, yes! One of the best three-point shooters in the country, Jacob Cruz.
And one of the most improved players, too. His confidence is growing. Last year, only averaged 5.6 points a game. And this year, averaging close to 15. And that was well guarded, well contested. Doesn't matter.
Out of bounds, and that's another turnover on the big fella, Tomislav Ivasic.
And they're going to have his twin brother substitute. So 1 7-foot Ivasic